Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here. With less than a week to go with the Spyro Reignited Trilogy's release, I decided to film a little video here quickly talking about a few brief things, mainly, as you can see in the title of this video, the map, which has been extended across Spyro 1 and Spyro 3 now. So I'm showing footage from Artisans, and this is quite an extensive look at Artisans. This was Play Live, this was a PlayStation France video. They got to play the game for over an hour, and it was all in French, so that's why I don't have any audio here of them. They were having a great time. But yeah, you can see here that they've now added the map. So the map was originally only a Spyro 2 feature, and it actually had to be turned on. I actually never knew about the map initially when I played Spyro 2. It was never enabled as the option. I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember whether in the Japanese version like it's already enabled or something like that, but no one I knew ever used the map either. So I think it's quite cool now that we actually get this. It's fairly in line with the old map style. I guess there's less colors to it. It's more of a transparent sort of thing there. Here's Delbin, by the way. Showing off Delbin. I want to show this because this is actually really cool. Look at this. So that's the girls talking there in the corner, and you can see, have a look at this. That's Sparks. That's a great idea. That's awesome, because they're talking about Sparks and everything. This is where I'm excited from like a lore perspective. This is where like Reignited could be the most interesting, because you've got these weird sort of, all these kind of crazy graphics and designs and stuff like that. That were not in the original game. So this is the loading screen, and I want to show this off as well. It does, I reckon, my guess is that it actually does take, I should time it, but I reckon this takes longer than the original game. I think it is a longer loading time. It's amazing how like within the modern day, it's still, loading times are still quite a thing. Like I guess it's probably, if they had more time to compress, much like with much like with the other one. Here you go, what's this? Love that fly, and that's really cool overall. But yeah, I think that one of the things is that with Crash Insane Trilogy, they fixed up the loading time significantly, with a patch, on the PS4 version, Xbox One, and everything like that. So that's good news. I think with Spyro Reignited Trilogy, we'll probably see that in the next year as well. That's why, as I'm saying, this is not a cop out, but to me, I'm most excited about the PC version, because it's going to mean the most amount of compatibility. It's going to mean the most amount of patches, the most amount of fan content, the most amount of hacks as well. And I'm sure things like, I bet you they'll be doing things like camera hacks and text hacks and stuff like that. I am very excited. But yeah, this was a great video that sort of came out, and I ended up watching a bunch of it in French, even though I know absolutely no French. I just thought it was a kind of a cool thing, so I'll put the link in the description if you do want to watch the stream. There's plenty more content from the game shown. I'm not showing everything off, but I want to point out that, look at that as well. We have a map in the what are they called? The flight levels, which, as far as I remember, they weren't in the original in Spyro 2. I don't think the flight ones actually had a map. Now, I'm actually going to show off all of them, because actually back in the day, for the wiki I was working on, when I was like working on a Spyro wiki, I actually made like a list of all of I actually took photos of like all of the maps in game, so I'm going to show that a little bit later. This is again Toasty. Just wanted to show off that map. Very small map. I remember the Metropolis map looks kind of sexual in a way. I will point it out when I get there. It actually looks kind of hilarious. Now this as well, I want to do a quick video as well, pointing out the beauty of the new Sunrise Spring Home that doesn't have the purple filter on it, because I remember people were initially kind of concerned that what's that purple filter, what's that sort of purpleness over it. This is it without it. So I guess that was really an oversight with the marketing department, sort of adding this purple filter, I guess. Maybe because people like it needs more purple, but they didn't actually mean Spyro. Like if you look at Spyro here, his color here is pristine. I genuinely love it. Yeah, this is, I can't believe we're finally seeing some of Spyro 3 properly. That's a nice shot of Bianca there with her cloak on as well. We hadn't seen that. We mainly saw that one promotional image and then the cutscene, which I'm not showing off because I want to see the sorceress properly myself. Like I've actually only watched like 5 seconds of it, and then I just clicked away. I was actually like, nope. I'm wondering what kind of glitches we can kind of do like on some of these services as well. It looks like, I'm thinking like you could do some wacky stuff. I really genuinely hope we can. Because yeah, I think the Canadian guy, like the video that he interviewed them, I think there was some interesting stuff about, you know, glitches and all that kind of stuff. I wonder what's we're in store for. So here are some of the maps as well, going from the start of the game. So you see that they're colored, obviously quite low resolution, but I like them. They're all pretty cool. Let's see, what if I'm talking about is the Metropolis one. Yeah, that one. Okay, go back and have a look. Go back and have a look and see what I mean. It's a very interesting picture, put it that way. Very, very interesting picture. Man, I can't believe we're less than a week away. Was it Je suis en retard? What does that mean? Anyway, have a look here though. Unfortunately in Spyro 3, you'll see that the loading screen just goes through. Now in some early builds of Spyro 3, you can see online that there was actually some really cool stuff with actual fly-ins that were going to be in the game, but they were later scrapped. Now the last bit of information I want to talk about is do you notice some differences in this level? You'll see that they've got rid of the kind of multicolored tiling and they've actually added in the normal tiling. Now I remember that this was fairly minor, obscure complaint. Like, you didn't actually see a lot of people talking about this, but you know what, man, I'm happy about it. I'm happy about that they actually changed it. To me, it's an improvement. I could see what they were going for in the original style, but the in the original version of it, but this updated style that matches more of the original, I think is much better. And there's just some general color tweaks as well. This definitely looks different to the version I played. Skateboarding as well looks to be slightly fixed. It's still not perfect. I don't think it ever will be, to be honest. It's just not enough time to do that, but it does look slightly better. I'm sure Angus will agree, as he got to play it and not me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this quick 7-minute banger. I'll be back with more. Al Malloy is about to board a flight to Australia now, so we're going to be streaming that. I'm gonna have to buy the game twice. I'm gonna have to buy it once on I have to buy it once digitally, and then so I can get it, I can pre-order it and stream it at night, and then once once in the physical copy. Maybe I'll get it with the Crash one as well. Hopefully they end up selling that. Thanks guys, goodbye.